So many people struggle with breaking a bad habit and maybe even turning it into a new one. And I think I might have a solution to hopefully help you turn those negative habits or the bad ones that you want to break into a good habit. So, but first, I want to show you how gorgeous it is outside today. Not a cloud in the sky. Okay, let's go inside and let's talk about changing your bad and negative habits into good ones. All right, much better. It's just way too loud to film outside, but I wish I could. Bad habits can really have a significant impact on our lives. Physically, mentally, emotionally. They can just lead to poor health, low self-esteem, and really decrease productivity. So in this video, I just wanted to share a little hack or trick into turning those negative bad habits. I hate saying the word bad, but maybe those negative habits that you want to flip into good ones, or really just replace those bad habits with healthier alternatives. First off, we have to identify the root cause, or what I like to say, the triggers of those bad habits. What's creating those bad habits? What's triggering you to, let's say, drink every night during the week, or maybe even smoke cigarettes while you're with your friends and you're socially smoking. Really, most bad habits result from a trigger associated with stress, boredom, or even social pressures. But once you can really identify that root trigger and what's causing you to go to that bad habit, you can really start to strip it of its power and flip it into a healthier alternative instead. Let's just use the example. If stress was your trigger into having a drink every night, even if it's past dinner and it's just you come home and your first instinct is to have a glass of wine because you need to unwind from your workday. So instead, since stress would be your trigger from work, you might want to flip it into going for a workout or meditating when you get home, or even simply journaling about your workday to get it all out of your system instead of going towards the wine fridge. When I say journal it out, I really want you to get clear on those root causes or that trigger that's being associated with the bad habit. So I'm going to give you a few different journaling questions that you can write out. So if you want, go get a piece of paper and a pen, and I'll wait here. Go ahead. Okay, you got it? Cool. I wrote down some questions and I'm going to read them off to you. The first question is, what's the trigger for this bad habit? So what is the trigger for it? Is it stress? Is it boredom? Is it because you're hanging out with maybe a friend that is indulging a little too much and you want to try and back off a little bit? So you got to figure out what that root trigger is and what is giving you that feeling that you need to gravitate towards the bad habit or negative habit. My second question is, how does this bad habit make me feel? So at the end of the day, after you're done that bad habit, how is it making you feel? Is it making you feel worse about yourself, or is it actually relieving some of the tension or stress that has built up during the day? So how does it make you feel after you do this habit? My third question is, what are the consequences if I continue doing this habit? So what are those consequences? So if you're going to continue to smoke, eventually you could get lung cancer and a bunch of other health issues could come up. I just want you to get clear on what are those consequences and what are you missing out on by doing this bad habit. So my fourth question is, does this bad habit or negative habit support the person I want to be? Does it support the future you that you want to be? If you have this goal of being this healthy runner or healthy person that does yoga and meditates, does smoking and drinking really align with those goals or milestones that you're trying to hit? Most of the time, no, they're not. They're not going to help you. So that kind of gives them less power over you because you know it's not going to get you to where you want to be. That future healthy you is not doing this habit, which actually brings me to my next question that I want you to ask yourself. And that is, what would the future me do instead of this bad habit? What would they do instead? So instead of picking up that glass of wine when you get home or having a beer when you get home from your workday, what would that future you, what does that look like? What do they do instead to decompress from a long day? So what would the future you do instead? So if the future you is a healthy person that's running marathons or half marathons or whatever, what are they going to do instead? What is that future you doing that you can actually take from and start doing now before you become that future person? Because that's the end goal. You want to be that healthier person at the end of the day, or in the future, hopefully the near future. And I know these questions can seem a little hard, but I really want you to try and not to avoid this step in answering these questions. Write it out, get as clear and complex as you can. Really jot down all of your feelings, everything that you can think of that comes to your mind. Just jot it down, all of your feelings, all the negativity that might come up, all the positivity that might come up. I want you to get it all out of your system and write it all down. Get super clear on what is triggering and all the other answers to these questions, which I'll leave in the description box below, and really get clear on what is going on and why are you still doing this habit now, even though it's not supporting the future you. So that's really my main trick on how I switch out my bad habits or the slightly unhealthier ones, and how I've kind of switched them into totally healthier ones to try and become this healthier version of myself. But I don't want to dismiss any other types of modalities that you could try yourself. So I mean, going back to goal setting and habit tracking, you could definitely habit track days that you're not smoking. So you could get out a calendar, or you can use the challenge page that's in my 90-day goal getter planner. You can definitely use a tracker like that just to mark off days that you have been sober from drinking or you haven't smoked for the day. Like, that would be awesome if at the end of the day you were checking off that, hey, hell yeah, I have another weekend. Yes, like, totally do that. That might be a great motivator for you. By the way, if you haven't grabbed a goal getter planner, or if you need some kind of tracking page, totally free. It's just what I use to do planning my goals and milestones and creating, the challenges that I do here, and I check them off. So it's totally free. Link is in the description if you want to grab it. Another technique you could try is being more mindful. So this goes back to my first technique where you're answering very specific questions, but really looking inwards when you're about to go and do this bad habit, looking at your thoughts, behaviors, anything that's associated with that bad habit as you're about to go and do it. This will help you make a conscious decision around breaking the bad habit that you're trying to break. And my last technique is to get support. Do not think you have to do it alone. I mean, we're social creatures. We need support of others to feel included and to move us forward. That's why they say you are the sum of the people that you surround yourself with. So find support in others, in other friends, or in your community somewhere. Definitely seek out others that are also trying to possibly create a healthier lifestyle. So if you and your friend notice that you're drinking every time you're getting together, but you really want to cut back on your alcohol consumption, maybe you make a pact to do it together. That would be so amazing if you both did it together and you supported each other, and share your goals with those people. What you're trying to achieve, share that with your friends and tell them, hey, I really want to do this XYZ, but I need your support. I need your help getting there. Will you support and help me? Check in with me. I would really appreciate it if you helped me and checked in with me each week to make sure I'm on track to get to my goal. So really, that's it. I know breaking bad habits, it seems so hard, but it's not impossible. People have been doing it. I've been doing it. You can do it. It's not impossible. But if you found this video helpful at all, which I hope you did, I hope you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe because I got a great couple of videos coming up in June all about mindfulness and self-care. So I'm really looking forward to filming those for you and this channel and just making more content for you all. And if you want more tips on helping with creating habits that really stick, you'll want to check out this video right here and how I explain all about creating habits that stick. But it's a great video with a lot of great information that will really help you propel your habits and your daily routines to the next level. So I'll see you next week. Bye.